You know that Hillary has not had a press conference all of 2016? She's afraid to meet the press. Trump does it every day. The press is the best chance we have, even though they're loaded with liberals and very biased. They're the best chance we have of discerning the truth. Now, thank God we have talk radio and internet and blogs, but we still need the press, and she won't face the press. Now, why not? Well, I think it's pretty obvious. She's got so much to hide. She's so corrupt and so incompetent and such a liar that even softball questions she'd have a hard time with. I mean, the lady's under 150 FBI agents investigating her possible treason with her email server. So you wouldn't want to face the press either. It's kind of pathetic. But let's just go through some of the issues, what they'd ask her. First of all, they'd ask her about her email server and her lies about it, saying everybody else did it too. Well, nobody else had a private server, and it was clearly hacked by a Romanian with a laptop in his house. So who wouldn't think the Chinese and the Russians have our top secrets, which we know were on there? And her lame excuse that they weren't classified in print. Well, they're not classified when they go through a server, but she was the Secretary of State. She should have known. So that's one issue. Then Benghazi, they'd ask her about her lies, something that the committee didn't do a great job on, but she's told her daughter and several world leaders immediately after Benghazi that they knew it was caused by an al-Qaeda organized terror raid. And then she told the families and the United States repeatedly for weeks that it was based on a video that nobody watched. What a joke. All to protect Obama's pretend that the al-Qaeda wasn't doing well, when in fact it was doing very well. So a complete lie there. And her other lies too. I mean, just lie after lie after lie. Pathetic lies. And how about her criminal foundation? They've raised $2 billion, less than 10% is going to charity, and they've raked it in from the world's worst actors. And she did it while she was Secretary of State. Bill would be getting huge money, millions, hundreds of millions of dollars they got, while she was Secretary of State. Now, is there anybody in the world that doesn't think that she'd be beholden to those interests? They were bribes, clear and simple. Well, of course, she should be afraid to face that music. How about her complete incompetency? Worst ever Secretary of State. The whole Middle East fell apart on her watch. You got Yemen, you got Libya, you got Syria, you got Iraq. ISIS was born when she was Secretary of State. Al-Qaeda's on the run. China was expanding crazily, as it still is under Obama's incompetency. Russia's expanding. It's in the Middle East for the first time in 7 years. She was the worst Secretary of State ever. Our allies hate us. She called up Bibi and screamed at her about building a few apartments in downtown in Jerusalem. She's more worried about apartments in Jerusalem than Iran getting a nuclear bomb. And she's the one who, with Obama, was the architect of those early talks with Iran. The most incompetent Secretary of State. So I'm sure she'd be afraid to face that. And maybe she's afraid to face serious questions about the 90 acquaintances who've died under mysterious circumstances. Now, can't be sure that the Clintons had them killed, but besides Vince Foster, there's all kinds. And how about her leading the campaign to abuse the women that Bill raped and abused? She was the one who led the charge. How about that? Or how about come she pays so much less in her foundation to women working there than men? I mean, there's so many issues. And how about her embrace of Obama's catastrophic policies? She doesn't criticize them at all. We've got record poverty in this country, more businesses going out of business than starting, record number of people who have quit looking, so there's phony unemployment figures. Middle class has lost money. She embraces the catastrophic Obamacare, and on and on and on. So if I were her, I'd try to avoid the press too, but I think it's pretty interesting. She's had no press conferences since all of the year. You know why? Because Democrats are so stupid, they'll vote for her no matter what. She doesn't need to face the press. There was a poll yesterday that said that 70% of Democrats will still vote for her even if she faces an indictment referral by the FBI. Can you imagine that? How stupid Democrats are? So anyway, that's the story, but we need to pay attention to the issue that she is simply not facing the press, even as liberal as they are.